What up, y'all? I am your romance dealer, Q Parker, and keep it right here. You're listening to the Jeff Foxx Show, Behind the Mic podcast.
I'm going to introduce to you, he's the voice that helped define an era of R&B. As the founding member of the legendary group 112, he has soundtracked love, heartbreak, and grown folk moments, for decades. Now, as he continues his journey as a solo artist, he's still soulful, still authentic, speaking real life. From the music that you knew to the music that he's making today, this brother has always been true to his craft. Please welcome my guest, singer, songwriter, and R&B mainstay. Put your hands together for Q Parker in the house.
Wow. What an intro.
That's
I love it.
It's so good to talk to you again, man, to be there from the very beginning and to see you still rocking and doing your thing.
Yes, sir.
I'm playing all of your solo hits all the time. Everything you do is fire. How you been and what's going on?
All is good in this independent journey. I wake up every day and I get to do what it is that I love. And I've identified that delivering romance is something that I'm just in love with. I believe that the consumers have been dying and wanting somebody to just take ownership of this romance department in terms of delivering music. And so he is I am him. I'm having a great time, man.
Now, you just stepped into this solo situation. Your artistry, is this allowing you to say something that you maybe couldn't say before in a group situation?
Well, I won't say that I couldn't say, because when you think about 112 and just the legacy of the band, we were always singing and creating music ourselves. We always were super connected to life, love, and relationships. So it wasn't necessarily some things that I couldn't say, but I just wanted to be able to have the opportunity to say all and everything that I felt like I needed to say. Not necessarily wanted, I needed to say, because as I was recording this project, I surveyed the landscape. It's easy for me to just do music because I believe I'm just gifted that way. I'm so grateful that I'm gifted that way. However, I like to just identify a lane, and the lane that I saw that was void, the area of romance. And so I was able to hone in on what I needed to sing and write and produce.
Tell the folks who may not know, where you from?
I am originally from Atlanta, GA.
I hear it. And your background, a Southern boy, that Southern hospitality that's built inside of you, is that the part that is so romantic about Q Parker and his music? Does it come from the water in Atlanta? Where does it come from?
You know, it comes from all of those things. I was born in Atlanta. I was raised in Birmingham, Alabama, so I claim both of the cities.
There you go.
But I just believe that because my family dynamic was centered and grounded with a foundation of love and affection and centeredness, when I realized that I could sing and that this would be the career that I chose, I wanted to be as authentic to Q Quinnis Parker that I could be. I got a great springboard with my time with 112. When I decided to go on this Q Parker mission, I was already well equipped to enter into this thing as an individual artist.
And once again, what does the Q stand for in Q Parker?
My name is Quinnis.
Yeah. What's the story behind Quinnis? I know there's a story there.
You know, so my father's name is Quinnis.
Right.
I think the story is my dad's favorite aunt's name was Quinnis.
Okay.
And so my grandmother named my father Quinnis. I'm after my father, but my son is the junior.
Oh, I got you. Wow. All of that turned into Q Parker.
Yes, sir.
I love that.
Back when the group was putting together, like, it would have been difficult to say Quinnis, Mike, Marvin, and Duran.
That's hard.
Yeah, everybody kind of had to take some nicknames, and so I knew people would have a hard time trying to pronounce and identify Quinnis, and so we just cut it short and going by Q.
And that's your nickname, and it stuck, didn't it? That's all right,
yes,
man.
Sir.
There you go. A lot of folks didn't know about Quintus, but now we do. There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, R&B has changed a lot, since the 90s. In what way has it changed, and how has that affected you, that change from the 90s to now?
It hasn't affected me at all. I do believe in evolution. I think that everything has to have room to expand and grow. As a carpenter enthusiast, I learned that when you're building, sometimes you have to leave room for things to expand. because if you don't, then you could cause yourselves problems. And so I look at life as that way. You have to leave room for things to expand, to grow, to stretch. And I look at the R&B genre in the same way. If we all sang the same and it remained the same, then everybody would be the same. It would be no growth. Everything would be stagnant. And so I respect the contribution that today's R&B artist contributes to the legacy of the genre. I will never be one of the OGs that says, it don't sound like my era, so I don't like it. That'll never be me. But I also allow the grace and the space for today's artists to interpret the genre. And what the reality is, it may not be still my cup of tea, but I can respect it because this is what came from their hearts and their creativity.
If you go from then to now, how does the performing, comparing those wild touring days back at the peak of 112 to now, what's the difference?
The main difference, there is no Mike, Slim, and Duran. It's just Q Parker on stage. And so initially when I began this journey 12 years ago, it was kind of like a fish out of water because I was accustomed to looking to my right and my left and seeing my brothers that I have known since middle school. There was some growing pains, there was some difficulty, and it was just some becoming accustomed to driving the vehicle alone. But again, I was born to do this. I've been doing this forever. It's like riding a bike. All I needed to do was get in the gym and just put up the reps, and then it became a regularity. And so now when the music and the lights come on, it's just time for Q Parker to go out and shine.
Now, when you were with the group, you could, like you said, you could lean on your brothers. And now when you're on stage, where do you lean? Do you lean toward the audience? Do you lean toward your background singers? Is this everything within? How do you lean and find that on stage camaraderie in your solo artist? Where do you find that?
Well, I lean primarily on just the work ethic. I've trained for these moments. I've trained for these opportunities. And so one of the greatest quotes I love by Coach Prime, he said, if you practice like it's the game, then the game feels like practice. I put so many reps up.
Right.
I don't really have to lean on anything but what I know, the work that I put in it.
Right.
But I have amazing co-stars on the stage with me. My music director, sometimes my band, if I do a full band show,
right.
Background singers and dancers, I can pull from them as well. But then, as you said, the crowd and the exchange of energy and the song and dance and the relationship that I have with the fans and the audience, that's always something that you're looking for. But at the end of the day, if none of that happens, I lean on the fact that I've been trained to do this and I put up a lot of reps.
If you go up with the full band, which is a whole different economic situation, there's a different energy there. Or if you do a track show, there's a different energy there. Is it a difference in performance? How do you get the same level out of two different types of performances?
Well, obviously, when you have the full band, it just allows you the flexibility and the mobility to just kind of do any and all that you want to do. There are no limits. However, even in my track shows still feel like a full band. And so I'm able to still give the idea and the essence of the full band. It's just you don't see the actual members and the musicians playing. I'm going to give 150%, whether it's one person in the audience, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, it don't matter. My show is my show. It's never determined by who's in the audience or who's on the stage with me. When the music and the lights come on, it's time to perform.
I've noticed over the last 10 years maybe that a lot of performers are doing track shows, but it's the audience that they don't seem to care. You could have a big band up there or not. The audience, long as they see Q Parker, they good. And they're having a good time. Have you noticed that?
Well, I think there came a time where artists got a little smarter, where, as you said, the economics may not have made sense to be able to load a full band, their salaries and production and all of those things. So we started putting the band in the box. And so although you may not see the physical musicians, what you hear still gives you the illusion musically and sonically that is all the pieces of a full band that you would look forward to hearing. But every artist is going to tell you, to be able to perform with the band is an experience in and of itself. But for those of us who still have to do some track shows, we just try to bring a live experience into the box.
Using the technology, you do what you can.
Yes.
As long as they see Q Parker, they cool.
Yeah. And as long as I see them, I'm cool.
One go with the other, don't it?
Absolutely. Look, we're in a relationship.
Yeah, we're in a relationship. That's right. It's got to stay that way. I was there in the beginning of 112 in New York at Kiss FM 96.
Wow.
When you guys dropped Only You.
Wow.
What a song. That is a legendary record for your life.
Yes.
When you talk about the collaboration, and I always wanted to talk to you about this, the collaboration that you did with Biggie on that absolute classic. What was it like working with Biggie at that time? Can you share an experience? Can you share a story?
I don't have a story of actually working because oftentimes whenever there was a musical collaboration, we did our part. He later came and did his vocals. So the actual working and seeing it, I never saw that. I can speak more to just the individual that he was for me and for my brothers. He meant everything to us, the ultimate big brother. Because at this time, we're 19, 20 years old.
Sure.
As they coined it, starving artists. We don't really have a whole lot of money. We're just trying to record our first album. And he would just make sure we always had what we needed. Did y'all eat today? Did y'all got some money? Give us $100 every time he saw us. We from the South, so we didn't really understand what a northern winter really felt like.
You found out, didn't you?
Oh my God, really quickly. He would make sure we, he laced us with the Brooklyn mint gear, with the Parker big coats and stuff.
Biggie did all of that for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And anytime he saw us, he loved 112 so much, and we also felt the same about him. And so when I think about just the memories, it's not more so of us working together. It was just really the brotherhood and just how he was the ultimate big brother, just always looking out for his little brothers 112.
Did you guys ever perform that together on stage? Did he ever come out when you guys performed it live?
Yes, we performed it, I think, twice. I think we performed it twice. He's a showstopper. I learned a lot from him as a performer. I remember one story where he was in a wheelchair and he had a show in Long Island, and the entire studio went. And man, in a wheelchair, he sat in the middle of the stage, and when I say rocked it,
he ripped it, huh?
Oh my God. And so what I personally took away from that was, if you get on stage and the microphone is in your hand, regardless of your disposition or anything, it's time to perform, period.
Right. And Biggie taught you that, and that's something.
Absolutely.
And that record, to this day, it still resonates on the radio. Are you surprised after all of these years? That record don't get old. It just stay in rotation everywhere you go. What do you think of that?
I'm just super grateful. I think the 90s is definitely a sweet spot. I'm just so glad and I'm so happy and thankful that we came out in the 90s. I'm glad I'm a 90s artist because it's just something about 90s R&B and hip hop. It's just one of those eras it seems as if it will never die. And so to be 30 years in the game and some of the records are 25 plus years old.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Don't it seem like yesterday, Q?
It does, man. But to still be able to get a crowd's reaction or to have those nostalgic moments, we always say that, music is the soundtrack of our lives. And so I think one of the reasons why those records will never die is because people are able to identify, hey, when this record came out, I was with my first girlfriend or my first boyfriend, or this song was my first heartbreaker, this song was my wedding song, or this song was my first crush. And so, there's a whole culture who have those experiences and those moments with those songs. And so they continue to keep the records living on. And for me and for us, it's just something that we are just proud of because we didn't set out and know that this was going to be the result in having these catalog and these classic records. But for the legacy of Q Parker, for the legacy of 112, now our grandchildren's children's will always be able to say, my family member, my grandfather, my great, did this song and sang this song, wrote this song, created this song. Who's to say 50 years from now, these songs won't still be classics?
That must really make you feel good to know you've touched so many people. And I know they come up to you and tell you that all the time.
Absolutely. It warms my heart. And when listeners and consumers, fans want romance, I want to be the guy that they call on. Being able to tap into all the guys who've made romance a thing. I'm going back to Teddy Pendergrass and Marvin Gaye and Otis Redding and the greats Keith Sweat and Al Joe and all of these guys, Gerald Levert. I wanted to add to the legacy of R&B guys that you knew was going to deliver every time in the area of romance. And so we came with Evolution of Romance, and it's just really laying down the foundation. This is volume 1 of how I and we define romance. romance. And so the very first installment was the song called Beg that just said, hey, we're going to beg for each other.
Sure.
It's not a gender-specific act. I'm going to beg for you. You're going to beg for me.
Right.
And we're going to keep the relationship in a great space. And then we came with the second single, Keep On Loving. You know, regardless of what's going on, we're going to commit to just keep on loving each other. And here we are now with Put It On. And Put It On is the ultimate compliment to, you know, your woman or your mate.
It's a song about the inside beauty, right?
Absolutely. You put on the aura of sexiness, the image of beauty. And so it ain't about what you physically have on, but when you put it on, you put it on.
Yeah.
So again, it's just me celebrating the beauty and the essence of sexiness and sensuality when it comes to being able to communicate these things to your partner.
I saw the video. It's a wonderful video. Let me ask you something. Videos, are they still a big thing like they were in the 90s and early 2000s that everybody had to have a video right away? Or is the video world still a great way to market your music like it used to be?
I think that it's still a necessary component. It may not carry as much weight as it once did, but I think we're in an area of content, and the more content and the more opportunities you present for your consumers and your followers to connect with you, I think you have to. Creating music that is also putting visuals to the songs, but then it's also from a day-to-day basis just having constant content that keeps you connected with your community, with your tribe, with your fans, with your followers. And so, yes, I think that having visuals to the songs, especially the songs that you are going to be promoting, I think is very necessary to have a visual to accompany the song. Yes.
Now, because we're in this big social media world, do you feel better connected to your fans immediately than, let's say, back in the 90s?
You know, I just look at connecting as the base. Whether that's an immediate connection or, you know, it's a marathon that gets us to connect. I think as an independent artist, which I am, fully independent, the goal is to just find where are the Q Parker fans.
Okay.
If there's 112 fans out there who maybe I was their favorite of the group, because, you know, in every group, everyone has a favorite.
Sure.
And so just wanting to identify those fans, those supporters, introduce them to who and what I am present day, and just establishing a long-standing relationship with them. And so whether that is, you know, me putting out new music, whether that is having visuals, that's creating daily and weekly content just to stay connected with them, there's meet and greets, that's when I go into the city having some types of meetups, that's me doing fan appreciation and me just, you know, FaceTiming and calling fans just on a random Thursday. Whatever it is, I think it's just super necessary to just identify your group and then just go into a hard relationship of constant communication with your group.
Got it. Let's do the Q Parker rapid fire. First thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Studio session or live stage?
Live stage.
Got to have that stage. Okay. Love songs or heartbreak records?
Love songs.
Okay. Favorite city to perform in and why?
Detroit. I have an affinity with Detroit because when 112 first came out, Detroit was one of the first cities that just opened their arms. We were in Detroit probably maybe twice a month. And not just Detroit, the city, but all the areas. So Saginaw, Flint, Muskegon, all of the surrounding cities of Detroit just opened their arms. And so anytime I have an opportunity to perform in Detroit, I get super excited because a lot of those fans have truly been rocking with me and the brand of 112 since 1996.
That's something. A song that never gets old to you. And why?
Freddie Jackson, either Rock With Me Tonight or You Are My Lady.
Oh, that's great. Freddie would love to know that. Okay, I'm going to tell him too. That's great.
Yes.
Okay, Q Parker, old school vinyl or streaming playlist?
Old school vinyl, man. Come on.
Got to have that vinyl, huh?
Look, give me a cassette tape and a CD.
And you good. One artist you still would love to collaborate with?
I'll do a legacy artist and then a more current artist. Legacy artist, I'm going to stick with Freddie Jackson.
Okay.
Present day, I would say Chris Brown.
Oh, that'd be cool. Okay, that's going to happen.
Huge Chris Brown fan.
I'm definitely going to make that Freddie Jackson thing happen for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, finish the sentence. Music saved me by...
Music saved me by choosing me. Yeah, I believe that I was chosen to be in this marriage, this relationship with music. And man, music saved my life. Music has afforded me the comfortable lifestyle that I've been able to create, maintain, and sustain for my family. And so music is everything to me.
Talking about your lifestyle, we understand that you are a person that takes your diet very seriously. You're on a plant-based diet. Can you share the Q Parker way of eating and how you conduct your daily life as far as nutrition is concerned?
I am a huge advocate for you are what you eat. I believe that the goal is to go back as close as we can to the origin. And when I mean the origin, I mean if you can't get it from the earth, then I don't believe it's worth consuming. I subscribe to a plant-based whole food eating regimen. I don't look at it as a diet because it is a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Not only am I choosing nutrition, but also as I'm approaching 50 in a few months, I think that flexibility and mobility is something that we have to have as we age. And so being active, moving, working out, exercising is something that is also a part of my lifestyle. I believe that it contributes to one staying young looking, one feeling young, one thinking young, and one moving youthfully. So when you put all those things together, it affords you to age well. I'm trying to subscribe to aging well.
There you go. And as a performer, you need all of that just to get on stage and do your thing, right?
Absolutely.
For the folks listening who are Q Parker fans, they already know how to get in contact with you. But for your new fans, how do we find Q Parker? What do we need to do to follow you?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I'll just say thank you to everybody that have been on this evolution of romance journey with me. We're not stopping no time soon. Stay connected with me. The official website is qparker.com, and then all of the social networks I am at qparker112.
There you go. And once again, the new song.
The new song is Put It On. And I tell everybody, when you are getting dressed and you need some getting dressed music to make you feel confident and make you feel just beautiful, play Q Parker's song, Put It On.
That's all you got to do. It's Q Parker today on the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic podcast. Thanks a lot, Q.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic podcast, a conversation with Q Parker. And remember, you can check out the nationally syndicated Jeff Foxx radio show, bringing you the best in music, culture, and conversation every day. Log online, the Jeff Foxx Show affiliates, and pick your station. We'll talk to you next time. You take care.
That's right, you're listening to Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover, now available as a podcast, hosted by me, Young Jock, your favorite cousin, and Miss Shanika, plus Shawty Shawty, as we dive into a world of engaging segments like the Date Dilemma.
So you like a guy from the rougher side of the tracks, like you want a thug.
Yeah, you get me, yeah.
So what you like for a say, come here?
That do sound good.
That was Lord, did you hear though? No, did you hear?
Lord, tripping.
Really? That's what you like?
I mean, every once in a while, they don't be meaning it.
Jared with a G, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Call her a she might like you a little better.
Okay, let me see here. Well, take your ass back to the hemp.
It sounds pretty
Yeah,
natural.
you tried. It still sound like Jared with the G, but
Hell no. Don't miss out on the fun and the entertainment with your favorite cousin, me, Young Jock. Tune in to Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover, available now on your favorite podcast platform.